at this moment. It is at the takeoff stage. Of course, the innovation bit has been happening, as most of us have been very skeptical, wondering, oh, what is that thing? We like to test and touch things. Kama kuna advertising ingine naonanga billboard imeandikwa, don't buy until you touch it and feel it. But now, if you wait to touch it and feel it, my friend, takeoff will have happened. Most people will touch and feel when things are at the saturation stage. You do not want to start looking for them at saturation stage because you will not afford it. That's a fact of life. So we are at the takeoff stage, and we want to help as many people as possible to have an appreciation of the opportunity at our disposal, so that 2, 3, 4, 5 years later, we do not look back and say, wow, I wish I knew. Or we don't look back and say, I wish I listened that time. This is our moment, guys, at takeoff stage. Because once it takes off, the story may be totally different. So now they appreciate what we already know and help build our wealth. Now, there is this particular site which you can check online called coinmarketcap.com. And it lists for you the total number of cryptocurrencies in the market. At the moment, there are about 8,484 cryptocurrencies. But I want you to pay attention to the current market capitalization. And I think this report is as Friday last week.
When someone...
I know there's a... Sorry, somebody is saying something? All right, okay, let me proceed. $1.4 trillion, ladies and gentlemen, is an economy that should shake you out of your comfort zone. And we shall see why. Now, obviously, the two largest cryptocurrencies that make up the biggest contribution to that market capitalization is Bitcoin, which is currently at around $910 billion. Actually, I think about a week ago, it had hit the 1 trillion mark, but it pulled back a bit, which is normal, it's okay. But $900 billion is not this is not a joke, this is not a small thing. Ethereum is at $202 billion. Now, let me try and put that into perspective for you. But before I do that, this market cap shifted from around about 2 weeks ago. Bitcoin was at about $600 billion and Ethereum was about $138 billion. But the richest man today on this planet, called Elon Musk of Tesla, he invested about $1.5 billion the other day, about 2 weeks ago, and he said that they are accepting Bitcoin as a means of, when you buy cars, you don't have to, you no longer need to pay them in dollars. They are actually open to taking your Bitcoins. Now that should send a very strong signal, people. This is the richest man on earth, for crying out loud. Out of 7.7 billion people, like he's at the peak, he's at that pyramid of 7 billion people. The guy sits at the top there. There must be something he's seeing. And that's exactly what we want to see, even if we can just see a little bit of it. Now, let me bring this into some perspective here. We have said that Bitcoin today is valued at about $910 billion and Ethereum is about $202 billion, which basically makes, and the total cryptocurrency economy is about $1.4 billion. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know Africa is the richest continent in terms of resources. The economy of Africa today is valued at about $2.3 trillion. Think about that, the entire economy of Africa. Compare that with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is almost half, is heading to half of the entire economy of Africa. I want you to look at the economy of Kenya. It's roughly about 85 billion going to $100 billion. But look at the value of Ethereum, ladies and gentlemen, $202 billion, meaning this Ethereum alone can buy Kenya twice over and still have pocket change. So if you have been thinking as an entrepreneur in terms of what your country offers, wake up, smell the coffee, There is a bigger economy here that has been brought at our disposal. It is completely decentralized, meaning it respects no boundaries and you have access to it. And it's more than twice double the economy of your country plus pocket change. Actually, I believe it, the pocket change can even buy Uganda. Now, on the side, you can briefly see the charts of Ethereum and Bitcoin, and you can see the trajectory from the time they were introduced in the market is on an upward growth. And there is no question or doubt about it. It is going to continue going up. Now, to be very fair and honest with ourselves, it's always good to look at, if we plug in or invest in this market, let's not just make assumptions that people always make money. Sometimes people have invested in this market and they've lost money, but they have also, other people have also invested and they've made millions of money. So let's look at how have people lost money in this space, so that the reason why we look at that is to educate ourselves, so that whenever opportunities are presented, we can investigate them, we can interrogate them and make the right decisions. Now, one of the ways people have lost money in cryptocurrency is by buying tokens. Now, tokens basically are coins that are issued, allow me to say this for lack of a better word, like issued prematurely, or like the way a company does an IPO. So when a company does an IPO, essentially what they're expecting is that once the shares hit the market and the public subscribes, the shares are going to go up. But sometimes that doesn't always work. So many times, many people have bought tokens in this industry, and when the project hit the market, it died a natural death. So what happened to their tokens? They lost. However, there are people who have also made a lot of money with those tokens. So yes, but it's good to know. The other way is through mining, and mining is a very legit business. Again, it's just that over time, this particular business was taken over by Chinese, as it is, because it's a very capital intensive business. You require a lot of computers. If you have ever attended a presentation on cryptocurrency mining, you will hear them saying, oh, they have to invest in a lot of computers, and those computers consume a lot of power. So you start hearing them saying, oh, their mining farms are in Kazakhstan, they are in Iceland, they're in Greenland, because it helps with the cooling process. It helps to lower cost of energy. Now, like I've said, it's a very legit business, but because the Chinese are able to manufacture cheap technology and then they're able to subsidize the power cost for their people, most of the companies that have gone into that space have actually not been able to compete, and they have lost, they've gone under with people's money, and people have lost money. But so anyway, that's life. You pick yourself up and you move on. The other one is return on investment programs. And basically, because we are operating in a very decentralized environment, there are so many return on investment projects that will come up where people tell you, put in your money, then you will be earning, let's say, on a daily basis, 1%, 2%, those kind of things. In most cases, they're centralized in the sense that somebody thought of an idea, they launched it in the market, and they have a target. So they can pull the strings behind you and you can lose money, and people have actually lost money. However, people have also made a lot of money in this industry. And one of the ways of gaining money is actually currency trading. And currency trading basically is where you trade price. If Bitcoin is going up, you buy it. If it's going down, you sell. Now, that is a space where people have made money, but truth be told, they've also lost money, because the skill of trading is a very serious skill. It requires a lot of time, a lot of commitment for you to analyze, to understand it. And the markets are usually very unpredictable. So even sometimes, even the best of analysts, the analysis can always go wrong, but you can make a lot of money. The other way you can make money, obviously, is by buying and holding. For example, I think between 2008 to 2014, Bitcoin was valued at maybe less than $100. So you can imagine anybody who stocked up on on Bitcoins or Ethereums then, when Ethereum was like less than $1. Today, they are smiling all the way to the bank. But the catch here is you may need to have a lot of patience, which most people don't have. Number two, you need a lot of capital, okay? Unless you bought it when it was valueless. If today you want to buy and hold, you may need a bit of capital. Today, Bitcoin had hit about 56,000. I know it has pulled back to about 50,000, but $50,000 one. So you can imagine, if you want to buy and hold, you need some substantial amount of money. Now, the other way is what we call smart contracts on Ethereum. Like I said, Ethereum is an open source platform where people can develop all manner of applications. One of the most popular products that has been developed on Ethereum platform is what we call smart contracts. The whole idea of a smart contract, which I'm going to take you through tonight, is to help you build an asset portfolio, an Ethereum portfolio, even if you don't have a lot of capital, because it enables you to start investing in small amounts, but over time, you're going to be able to acquire a lot of Ethereums. But before I go into that, so let's first of all look at what is the definition of a smart contract. And I want you guys to learn to look for information in the right places, because out there's a lot of negative energy and a lot of negative information. But if you invest yourself in the right information and a right energy, you will be smiling all the way to the bank. Now, this is Investopedia definition, and you can go and cross-check it. And it basically tells us that a smart contract is a programming code that is self-operating. Now, that's a very powerful statement. Why? Because the way we have lived our lives for the best part of our lives, we've lived in what I would call centralized systems, where somebody makes decisions on a day-to-day basis and tells us what to do, or where we expect decisions to be made consistently by people to guide the rest of us. Now, on the blockchain technology, we eliminate the whole aspect of people making decisions, and we interact with technology. So even you can develop a smart contract, but the minute you deploy it on blockchain, because it's going to be distributed across hundreds and thousands of computers, you also cannot stop it. Okay? Whatever you program it to do is exactly what it is going to do. Okay? So once it's placed on blockchain, it cannot be stopped and it can't be hacked. And that is why nobody has hacked Bitcoin today. Nobody has stopped Bitcoin. Even the developer, this Nakamoto guy, he can't stop it. The thing took a life of its own, because for you to stop, it means you'd need to have access to all the computers simultaneously, and you particularly go and interfere with it on the particular day on the block where it was rolled out, which is practically impossible. Okay, so once deployed, it can be changed. And it means it does not require an admin or a company to run it. And for that information, ladies and gentlemen, Forsage is not a company. It's a programmed matrix that is running on blockchain. Okay, it runs on its own and it does exactly what it was programmed to do. So you can go and read a lot about smart contracts. You can listen to people explaining about smart contracts, just so that you know. So tonight, I am going to introduce you to the world's first decentralized, 100% decentralized smart contract called Forsage. Now, before I look at Forsage and what Forsage can do for you, let's just briefly look at what is the difference between a decentralized and a centralized project. I've already talked about it, but just so that it can hit home. We are saying in a decentralized project, the creators don't control your cryptos. Absolutely not. There are no admins needed to run because there's no company. It is not affected by management decisions. It was programmed. The minute it was programmed and it was deployed, that was it. The programmers ceased. They also use it the same way we use it. You cannot lose your funds. Why? Nobody controls your money. If you have Ethereum, they are sitting in your wallet, which you have 100% control of. They are instant payouts. Anybody who has maybe done network marketing or sold a product here, you know, you sell, the company collects the revenues or the money, and then they decide they're going to pay you a certain percentage. In this case, there is nothing, because your cryptos or your currencies or your Ethereums, they sit in your wallet. When the money is in your wallet, you don't need anybody to tell you what to do with it. You decide what to do with it when you want to do with it. There is unlimited income. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you how you unlock unlimited income. And then there's transparency, and that is one of the most powerful things. On the other hand, a centralized system, just a minute, here something is blocking my screen. A centralized system, of course, has creators, has owners, there's company control, staff monitor the system, it's subject to decisions. So if the decisions by management are good or bad, you just have to abide by them. You can lose your funds, you wait for withdrawals. So we are in a decentralized environment. So let me take you through what Forsage is. Like I've said, Forsage is a smart contract built on Ethereum, and I already gave you a definition of what Ethereum is. Now, this Forsage contract gives us three distinct products in it. One of the products is what we call Forsage X3. The other one we call it Forsage X4, and the other one we call it Forsage X Gold. Let me just demonstrate to you how these three products work. Remember, the whole idea of investing in this smart contract is to help you build a portfolio of Ethereums even when you don't have a lot of capital upfront. So there are three distinct products. There's Forsage X3, Forsage X4, and Forsage X Gold. Now, I want you to figure out Forsage X3 is like owning, okay, these three products is like owning up 3 blocks of flats. I want you to conceptualize that in your mind, 3 blocks of flats. The first block, call it Forsage X3. It has 12 rooms. Each of these rooms has a price, okay? Yes, it has a price. But the pricing is such that the first room is valued at 0.025 of an Ethereum, which by today's market price is roughly like 6,000 shillings. The subsequent room is double that value. So the second one, which is 0.05 of an Ethereum at today's market price, is roughly something like 12K. And it goes doubling like that all the way to the 12th room, which is valued at 51.2 Ethereums. Forsage X4 also has a similar number of rooms. You can figure that out in your mind. And the pricing is exactly the same. But Forsage X Gold has more rooms, like it has 15 of them. And the pricing model is slightly different in the sense of, like the first room is like 0.05 of an Ethereum, which you have said is like 12,000 Kenya shilling. The second is double, which would say is like 24,000. The third is double the second. But from the fourth, if you look at the pricing of the fourth, it's actually the sum total of the last two. So the fourth slot here, or the fourth room, which is 0.3, is actually 0.1 plus 0.2. And the fifth is 0.3 plus 0.2. And it goes like that all the way to the fifth room, which is basically equivalent of 61 Ethereums. Now, each of these products are designed to work in a way that it helps you to capitalize on the power of multiplication. Let me demonstrate to you how that works. And I'm going to start with Forsage X3, and I want you to get me correctly. For you to make money with Forsage X3, and I want you that to be very clear, Forsage X3, for you to make money, you need to do referral business, okay? Referral business just basically means you invite somebody, like on this Zoom call, somebody takes them through, they understand, once they sign up in the program, you make money. So how do you make money on Forsage X3? I'm going to take this small slot here, which you said is roughly 6,000 Kenya shilling. So anybody who will ever buy that slot will buy it exactly at that value, 0.025. Price in Kenya shilling can vary because Ethereum can go up and down, so price can vary. So this is you have got this slot. Now, the way this matrix is programmed, it enables you to refer 3 people to buy up that slot, okay? And everybody buys it at the same price. So the first person you ever refer and they see the value and they buy that slot, they will pay you 0.025 Ethereums, which is exactly 100% of what you had invested. Ladies and gentlemen, we said there is no middleman here. So if the 0.025, it will move from their personal wallet to your personal wallet instantly. Forsage does not store your cryptos. The transaction is peer-to-peer, so it moves from this person straight to you. The second person you refer will also buy the same slot at the same value, and therefore they will now pay you 100% profit. So you can imagine, just 2 people, you have recovered your cost 100%, and now you're in 100% profit. Now, the third person you refer does something very interesting, and this is where the unlimited earning comes in. This third person also buys the same slot at exactly its value, but this particular payment goes to the person who sponsored you into this program. But what else it does, it gives you a re-entry. So it basically clears those 3 sales and the slot becomes available to you again. So if you get a 4th person, they will come here now, start paying you 100% like that. And you can keep on recycling this slot over and over as many times as you possibly want, depending on how much money business, and that unlocks unlimited income for the rest of the Ethereum life and for the rest of Forsage. Now, another interesting thing is, remember we said the subsequent slot is double the first slot. So let's say you started with the entry level, you just bought this slot, you didn't have a lot of money to invest in the second one. The first two people pay you exactly the amount you need to upgrade to the second slot. Why do you need to upgrade to the second slot? Remember, this is an investment which will unlock for you unlimited income. These same people you have introduced here will most probably also want to upgrade. So you can imagine you upgrade before them, then they come back and they start paying you, and the cycle continues and continues, and all the 12 slots will behave exactly in this manner over and over and over again. I don't know how much income you want to unlock, but that is precisely how Forsage X3 works. Now, if you have any questions, you can type them on your chat box. Some of the team leaders here can answer some of those questions, or at the end of this call, I'll answer some of those questions. Now, Forsage X4. Forsage X4. Now you've gotten the concept of basically how you earn. Forsage X4. Forsage X4 is designed to work with people who will do referral business, but also to work with people who do not necessarily want to do referral business. And I know when you are dealing with people, you deal with all manner of people. There are people who just want to be investors. They see the business opportunity, they want to invest their money, and they keep quiet. And that is perfectly in order. There are those of us like me who see an idea and want to share with the entire world. We are all perfectly in God's plans. So Forsage X4, the price, the structure is slightly different. Allow me to just put the structure here. As you can see, there are two levels on Forsage X4. So basically, again, the smallest slot you buy. So this is me, I bought this slot. If I am doing networking, like I'm doing today, the first two people who will sign or buy this slots under me, as you can see, they will buy it at exactly its value, but the payment does not come to me. The payment for these first two people, and this applies to all of us, the payment for anybody who lands here goes to what we call the ecosystem. And who is the ecosystem? Ecosystem is basically anybody within the Forsage community who has bought this slot or who has invested in these slots. Now, the second line has 4 sales here. Whether I introduce these people or they are brought to me by the network, anybody who will land on the first 3 slots here, which are marked by gold, they will pay me, each will pay me the value of this slot, meaning I will earn 300% profit. Now, the third person here the 6th person will do what the third person does on X3. They will give me a re-entry, which means this payment will go to the ecosystem, but then they will clear this slot and it becomes available again, and I repeat it over and over again. Now, let us say you are the kind of a person who comes in and you say you are an investor, you don't want to sell, so you buy up all the slots. The network will pay you even if you don't refer anyone. And how does that pay you? You see, this income that goes to the ecosystem, it can land on anybody's slot so long as you're within the network. So if you're an investor, you say, I bought this slot, I know there are 6 sales that will happen here. You will be waking up and realizing somebody landed on your slot here. You don't know who they are, you don't know who introduced them, but they landed here. If they land on the first 2 slots, you don't get the payment. But if they land on any of these other slots, you get paid, and the money is credited into your personal wallet. Okay? So once you finish the matrix, the 6th person will clear this and give you a re-entry. And all the 12 slots of Forsage X4 work exactly like that. And therefore, you can imagine the first 2 people who pay you here will give you enough money to upgrade to this other slot, because the value of this slot is double, so the income is double, all the way to slot number 12. And you keep on repeating that process over and over and over. For as long as this contract is running on blockchain, it will forever be paying you money. That's how Forsage X4 works. Now, the last one, which is Forsage X Gold. Forsage X Gold is about a month, 2 weeks now. It was launched on 3rd of January this year. The other 2 were launched in February of last year. So they've been there for some time. Now, Forsage X Gold, this is where the real money, guys, is. All those slots, by the way, will pay you a lot of money. But Forsage X Gold is powerful. Now, again, we say the smallest slot for Forsage X Gold is equivalent to 0.05 of an Ethereum, which is like 12K. So you invest your 12K here. You can see the structure here is also different. There are 4 levels. The first 2 people here who will land here, they will not pay you. Whether you introduce them or the network fed you with these people, they'll not pay you. Anybody who land on the second level, there are 4 people here. Anybody who will land on this level, each one of them will pay you 20% value of what you invested here. So let's say, for example, this was 10,000. Let me just use that for purposes of simple maths. By the time you get 4 people landing here, they will have earned you 80% of your investment, which basically is 8,000 shillings out of your 10,000 investment on that slot. The third line has 8 sales that need to happen here. Anybody who lands on any of these slots, they will pay you 30%. Meaning, if this slot was 10K, this person will pay you 3,000. By the time you populate all these people here, you will have earned 24,000 shillings. I hope I'm right. 30%, 240%, because this is 8 sales. The last level here has 16 sales. The first 14, anybody who will land here will pay you 50% value. But because you get only to earn from the 14 people, by the time you finish to populate this matrix, this line here, you will have earned 700% of what you invested. So in essence, what we are saying, by the time you finish this matrix, because the last 2 sales here recycle, renew your slot, and it becomes available again for you to repeat over and over, it means you will have earned 1,020%, ladies and gentlemen. A fact, and people have earned that money here. So you can imagine you invested 10,000 on this slot, but you'll be paid Ethereums worth 120,000, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if that is not business, then I don't know what is business. Remember, this is clean, legit business. And that is how all the 12 slots, all the 15 slots of X Gold work. Now, let me finish. So how do you get started? Okay, let me just give you a guide. This is a guide, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Especially if you want to come in as an investor. You know those people who say, me, sitaki kuongea na watu. If you want to come in as an investor, guys, to tap into this business, then you must be willing to invest money. So for example, you can come and say, I will buy 7 slots of each, X3, X4, X Gold. That will cost you about 11 Ethereums. By the time when we were doing this computation, that was roughly like 2 million, but that may change, vary from time to time, depending on how the volatility in the market is. If you come and say, me, I'll buy 6 slots, which is perfectly in order, you need about 6 Ethereums. Again, the price was roughly about 1 million. If you want to buy 5 slots of each, you need about 3.4 Ethereums. That will cost you about 600,000. Or if you want to buy 4 slots each, you can buy 1.85 Ethereums. That will roughly cost you about 350,000. But again, price may vary from time to time. However, that doesn't mean that if you don't have that kind of money, you are not for this business. You are for this business. Kindly, you get back to the person who invited you on this call, and they will be able to guide you accordingly. Okay? But if you're coming in at below 4 slots, for example, let's be honest with ourselves. You must be willing to put in the work. Okay? We are in the people business. Put in the work, it will pay. It has paid other people. So don't just say, me, I'm going to buy the first lot only and I sit. Okay, you can sit, but you just be on the cheerleader mode for the rest of your life. And we don't want anybody on cheerleaders mode. We want to be able to cheer you on your progress and on your growth. So how do you get started? I will not go through this particular slide, but how to get started is very easy. Number 1, you need to download your personal wallet, crypto wallet. If you don't have, you can download Token Pocket, which is most recommended, or you can also download Trust Wallet, particularly on your phone, or you can download MetaMask, which works with your computer. And then the person who referred you here will also give you a link for local cryptos, because many times people ask you, okay, so if I have my Ethereums, how do I convert them to money? There is a ready market, guys, a ready market that is willing to buy your Ethereums or to sell you Ethereums at anytime you want it. And we do that through local crypto. So the person who will guide you will give you this link and they'll guide you and they'll teach you how to buy and sell so that whenever you earn, if you need to liquidate, this is not like land where you take 5 years to liquidate. You liquidate it instantly if you want. If you want to purchase, you buy instantly. And then they'll give you your link to Forsage, which will help you now sign up to Forsage and you become a member of the community. So that, ladies and gentlemen, brings me to the end of this presentation. And because I know I've taken a bit of your time, thank you. I'm so grateful we are 61 on this call who are listening to me all through. I appreciate you. Allow me to please invite, as I check through, maybe if there are any questions that you have asked, I'm going to invite 2 or 3 of my success partners who are on this call to briefly share their testimony on what this has done for them and what it means for them. And I am going with crossing the seas, the high seas, and I'm going to go all the way to the United States of America, and I am going to invite Dorcas Baker Wanyonyi. Dorcas, I believe you're on this call. Would you mind unmuting yourself and briefly sharing with these people, what does Forsage mean to you? What has it done for you? And what does that mean for you? Dorcas?
Hi, Miss Nyambura. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, loud and clear.
Awesome. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Guys, as you heard, my name is Dorcas Wanyonyi Baker. I'm here in Oklahoma City, and I'm really, really excited about Forsage because my sister introduced this idea to me towards the end of 2020. And for me and my husband, we are entrepreneurs, we are always looking for opportunities to be able to work from home, So when my sister told me about this, I definitely told my husband about it. We took a look and we jumped in at the beginning of the year. And, we made an investment about 2,000 US dollars at the time. And we're really, really excited because this is something that we see we can grow. To be really able to free ourselves, to help our family. We have already doubled, our investment from the beginning. And guys, this is really from us, not even, really right now we only have 3 people under our team, and really it's only one that has made us the bulk of our money. So to say that this is an amazing opportunity is really an understatement. We've come in, we've been so busy over the past month. We've been moving from Dallas, Texas to Oklahoma. So we haven't really done anything, but still the money is trickling in. And so, yeah, we're just really, really excited to be here and encourage you guys, really, really take a good look at this because this is an opportunity that will keep paying you and paying you and paying you for the rest of your life. Will take care of you and your family. So, yeah, Ms. Nyambura, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Welcome, guys, to Forsage. Thank you.
Awesome. So I was projecting her account as she was talking, guys, because I just want you to see the power of Forsage. Now, you tell me who refers 3 people into a business and they earn $4,000. This is amazing, guys. I'll just show you that so that you can believe the power of multiplication. Now, look at this lot here, for example. She has only referred 3 people. So how is it possible that she has received 5 payments? Why? Because she's receiving spillovers which are going into the ecosystem, and you can see her gold. Look at this, for example. She has only referred 3 people. How is it possible that she has earned all this money? All this, every box represents somebody who has paid her. Why? Because the ecosystem will pay you even when you don't refer people. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the power of multiplication. Now, allow me to briefly call another person. I may not necessarily show their account. Lucy Kibavi, if you're on this call, Lucy is a grandma, a retired grandma. Lucy, briefly, please share your testimony.
Thank you so much, Nyambura. Like you have heard, my name is Lucy Kibathi, a former banker, and now a stay-at-home shosh. Yeah, I'm a shosh. And I got to know about this opportunity in mid-January. And I didn't quite understand it, but I'm a believer of what Richard Branson says, that if somebody shows you an opportunity and you like it, but you do not know how to do it, just take it, then learn how to do it later. That is exactly what I did. So I didn't join because I understood about technology. In fact, I have a challenge in that, but it hasn't hindered me from from doing this. So I jumped in, I joined with one Ethereum, and so far I have doubled. But for the most part of like 4 weeks, I hardly did anything because I had some issues here and there. So it's just about 2 weeks ago when I decided now to go full blast. And why I decided to go full blast is because at some point, our tonight's presenter, who is my upline, or the lady who showed me the opportunity, told me that, Lucy, you already have $33 in your account. And I said, wait a minute, who gives you 3,300 Kenya shillings for free? And I thought, then this program must be unique. And from that time onwards, I was able to sign up 2 people, one of whom I've not even met. So don't just look at the people you know. You are going to attract people that you will probably never meet. My first sign up was somebody I didn't know because they were referred to me by a former workmate, and I haven't met them as yet. So my desire now is to go full blast. And I want to encourage somebody here tonight, people that are my age and feel like they are technologically challenged. You should not let that one hinder you in any way. And for our sons and daughters, Josh, do this, you can do it better.
Absolutely, absolutely, Shosh.
Yes.
Thank you. Shosh can do it, guys. Seriously, what are you waiting for? Now, for the sake of gender balance, may I ask Eric, in 1 minute, please, 1 minute only. Eric Njene, do you have kindly briefly share so that we are not seen to be unfair? And thank you so much. If there's any question as Eric is answering, kindly type it on your question on the chat box. Yes, go ahead, Eric.
Thank you, Nyambura, for the powerful presentation. Very informative. I hope everyone can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Sawa. My name is Eric Njene, as you've heard. I joined Forsage purely because I needed to make some money. I had been tracking the value of the Ethereum, especially when I first heard of the opportunity in mid-December. It was at 50,000 Kenya shillings per Ethereum. I checked on it again at the beginning of January and it was about 80,000. And when I was joining, it was at about 128. So that to me was a good sign that there's something here, there's some money to be made here. I then joined and I got in 2 more partners to work with me. I've earned a total of 1,720, which I've used to upgrade on the slots again so that I can now be ready to make more money. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. So you see, guys, you even to upgrade, you don't even need to go to your pocket. The business pays you. You use the business capital to reinvest in your business. So thank you so much, guys. We've taken your time, but we are so grateful. Thank you for staying with us through the course. Kindly get back to the person who invited you on this call, and we will help you get started. Guys, this business is real. If this is not it, then I don't know what is. So, karibuni sana, God bless you. I cannot see any question on the chat box, so we will call it. My question is, what if a person buys more or less with the cash you invite? My question is, what if a person buys more or less with the cash you invited with? I'm not very certain what that exactly means. And it is asked by somebody who is Nokia. I'm not very sure. Nokia 2.4. Can you get back to the person who invited you to please clarify that question, because it's not very clear? Or if you don't mind, you can briefly unmute yourself and just ask, please. 1 minute. Okay, I don't know. Nokia 2.4. Okay, Nokia 2.4, kindly get, yes, go ahead.
Yes, the question is at Forsage X3, what if he or she, if a person can buy Ethereum at the price you have invited him with, maybe it's exceeding money or less than exceeding money, can you get the same cash to your wallet?
Okay, I'm not getting you. I'm not getting you. Migwe, are you getting that question? Can you help me?
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, hello.
I am okay. Kendagor here. I'm imagining that what you are asking is that if somebody invests more than the slots which you have bought, what will happen? You earn? No, you only earn up to the number of slots you yourself have purchased. Okay. Yeah. So you can only earn from the slots you have personally purchased. So if the person you have invited buys more slots, then you will not earn on the extra slots that the person you have invited buys. But subsequently, when you have bought them, you will start benefiting from their third sales.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for bailing me out, Kendago. So, and Nokia, yes. Thank you. Guys, get back to the person who invited you on this call. I salute you all, guys. Thank you so much for being on this call.
Excuse me.
Yes,
there is Rachel. Rachel, who is lifted her hand.
Okay, Rachel. Go ahead. Yes, Rachel, go ahead. Rachel, go ahead. Are you still there, Rachel? Can you just unmute yourself, please, and ask the question? Okay. All right. If you invited Rachel, if you know Rachel and you invited her, maybe you can get in touch with her. Oh, yes.
Sorry, yeah, my phone was misbehaving. I'm sorry. Actually, I think I raised my hand by mistake. Oh. I'm already in the business.
Awesome. Okay, no worries.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right. All right, sawa, guys. Thank you so much. Most appreciated. So you're free to leave the call. Get back to your guests, guys. If you had guests on the call, get back to them. Help them get started now. See you. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
No, nothing wrong with this.